Hello friends, in this video we are going to see frictional loss and shear stress in turbulent flow. So in case of laminar flow, the loss of pressure head means HF, that is P1 minus P2 by rho g. In case of laminar flow, the loss of pressure head was found to be proportional to velocity, correct? So HF proportional to velocity, that is average velocity u bar. But in case of turbulent flow, Reynolds, he did the experiment and observed that loss of head HF is proportional to or approximately proportional to square of velocity. So we already seen the expression for HF for laminar flow. This is for laminar flow, first one. What is the formula we have seen? Your HF equal to 32 mu u bar L by rho g d square, correct? So by this equation definitely we can say your HF is proportional to u bar velocity. So in this line it is written the same thing. In case of laminar flow, the loss of pressure head was found to be proportional to velocity. But in case of turbulent flow, the loss of head is approximately proportional to square of velocity. So sometimes you will see that HF proportional to u to the power of n, and n changes from 1.75 to 2, and n is equal to 2 when the flow is turbulent. So same thing, same equation it is written here. You can see HF is equal to 32 mu u bar L by rho g d square, and this is for laminar flow. HF proportional to v to the power n varies from 1.75 to 2, and for turbulent flow n is equal to 2. Note, expression for loss of head due to friction in pipe. So this equation was developed by a scientist whose name was Darcy-Weisbach equation, correct? Darcy-Weisbach equation used to say, so HF is equal to 4FL V square by D into 2G. This equation is known as Darcy-Weisbach equation, and very important for solving the head loss due to friction in pipe. 4FLV square by D into 2G. So F is your friction coefficient. When you write 4F, it's coefficient of, or you can write 4F equal to friction factor, and F is your coefficient of friction. That we have already discussed in the laminar flow. Once again I am telling, coefficient of friction, F. And when you write 4F, that means you are multiplying with the factor 4. It is called as friction factor. Now, L is the length of the pipe, and U is the average velocity, D is the diameter of the pipe, 2 and G are constant, correct? So what is the meaning of this note? Expression for loss of head due to friction. So whenever there is a loss of head in the pipe, inside the pipe due to friction, you're better to use your formula having the coefficient of friction or friction factor, correct? Because that is a major part. This is a major loss actually. Point to be noted, head losses in pipe, you know, that can be divided into two categories, major loss and minor loss. So major loss is due to friction. If the loss is due to friction, better to use friction factor formula or coefficient of friction, which is given by Darcy-Weisbach equation, 4FLV square by D into 2G. And what is the name of this equation? 32 mu u bar L by rho g d square, Hagen-Pauzeli equation we have seen in the laminar flow, correct? So what is the last point I want to conclude here with this particular formula? HF equal to 4FLB square by D into 2G. So why this formula is applicable for turbulent flow? Question is why this formula is applicable for turbulent flow. I will tell you the reason. You know that when the velocity increases, drag increases in the fluid. Once again, when the velocity increases, your drag increases in the fluid. Same way, if you increase the velocity, your liquid resistance, liquid friction also increases. Your viscosity increases. Correct. So liquid friction increases. That means you have to find the, or you have to take into consideration the loss due to friction, and that is why in case of turbulent flow, Darcy-Weisbach designed the equation HF equal to 4FLV square by D into 2G, which Renault has already proved that in case of turbulent flow, the head loss is proportional to the square of velocity. Square of velocity. In the next section, point number 2, we are going to see expression for coefficient of friction in terms of shear stress. Coefficient of friction, I told you what is the symbol F. Expression for coefficient of friction in terms of shear stress, that is 2 tau naught by rho v square. So I will tell you what is tau naught. Tau naught is your wall shear stress. Or you can say tau at y equal to 0. Okay. So 2 tau naught, rho is density and v is velocity, average velocity. Always you are using the average velocity. Okay. Next one, shear stress in viscous flow is given by Newton's law of viscosity. In the first chapter itself, we have seen the Newton's law of viscosity. According to that, the shear stress for a viscous flow or laminar flow is given by mu into du by dy. Laminar flow is also known as viscous flow, so we are writing tau v because now we are also having turbulent flow. Second case, so the same formula is written here. You can see tau v equal to mu into du by dy. Next, shear stress in a turbulent flow is given by tau t equal to eta du bar by dy. So in that flow, turbulent flow, mu is replaced by the eta, and eta is your eddy viscosity. Look at this. Eta is your eddy viscosity. This part. The name of eta is eddy viscosity. So mu is replaced by eta. This is for laminar flow, and this is for turbulent flow. Okay. So mu is replaced by eta. And in place of du, I have written du bar. Why, sir? Because you know that the velocity is fluctuating. So you have to take the average velocity. You have to find the gradient of average velocity. Okay, so that's why it is u bar. Next is point number 4. How to write kinematic viscosity in laminar flow? You know the formula nu equal to mu by rho. Kinematic viscosity nu equal to mu. Mu is your dynamic viscosity by density of the fluid. This is normal. We have seen in the first chapter itself, kinematic viscosity, and the unit was meter square per second. I hope you remember. Now, in case of kinematic eddy viscosity, I mean, when you talk about the turbulent flow, in turbulent flow, your nu is replaced by epsilon, which is known as kinematic eddy viscosity. What is the name of nu? Nu is kinematic viscosity. But here, one word is added in between, kinematic eddy viscosity, epsilon, equal to eta by rho. I told you wherever you see the mu, you have to replace by eta by rho. That is for turbulent flow. Okay. Next, we are going to see how to find the total shear stress when the flow is turbulent. The point is that whenever a flow is changing to, whenever the flow is having a turbulent flow, that means it is also having laminar flow. That means the flow directly does not become turbulent. Whatever be the condition, if the flow velocity is very, very low, then it will only form laminar flow. You know that, correct? Even if the velocity is very high initially, first it will make a very small. Look at this figure. If the velocity is very high initially, look at these three conditions. I will explain clearly. No need to confuse. Yeah, flow is coming here, and this is the plate, stationary plate. Yeah, so this is a stationary plate, and flow is coming in this direction with the velocity u. If the u is very less, velocity is very less, then it will only form a laminar boundary layer. Correct? This is called laminar. And initially, if the velocity is very high, if the velocity is very high, then don't think that there will be only formation of turbulent flow. Wrong. Whatever be the condition, there will be first laminar flow, then transition, then turbulent. It will never form direct turbulent flow. Okay? Yes, but depending upon the velocity, the laminar flow will be very small like this, then transition, and then turbulent. Okay, so transition is very small. Laminar is here, and turbulent you can see, but direct turbulent is not possible. Even the small amount of laminar flow must be there. Now the question is, if you want to find the flow, if you want to find the total shear stress in a turbulent flow, that means if you are able to, if you want to find the total shear stress in a turbulent flow, you have to also find the shear stress for this laminar flow. Am I right? You have to also find the shear stress tau value for this laminar flow. You have to find the shear stress for this turbulent flow, and then you have to add it. Okay, that's what we have done here. You can see this is the u infinity. This is the u infinity free stream velocity coming in this direction, left to right, leading edge of the plate. This is the trailing edge of the plate, and x is measured in this direction from the leading of the flat plate. This is the laminar zone, as I have drawn similar. You can see this is turbulent zone, and transition in between laminar and turbulent. At the boundary layer, your velocity is always equal to 0.99 times of free stream velocity u infinity. Correct? And this thickness is known as delta. Delta means boundary layer thickness. These are all things we are going to see in the coming chapter, boundary layer flow. Very important chapter, and very important with respect to examination also. Okay, but what we want to see here, we want to see shear stress. So whenever you can see the turbulent flow is there, laminar is also there. That means total shear stress is found by the summation of shear stress due to laminar flow plus shear stress due to turbulent flow. What does V stands for here? V stands for viscous. V stands for viscous flow. Instead of writing laminar, we can also write viscous flow. Viscous flow and laminar flow is the same name actually. So tau V plus tau T. So tau total equal to, you know the formula for finding shear stress in a viscous flow, mu into du by dy plus T, eta into du by r by dy. This we have seen in the last page itself just now. So for laminar flow, eta equal to 0. Correct? Very important point, sir. If the flow is laminar, what is the value of eta? If the flow is laminar, then eta will be definitely 0. Correct? Eta is only defined for turbulent flow. And you should know that the value of eta is several thousand times more than the value of mu. Very important point. Which one is greater? First of all, eta is greater when the flow is turbulent. But how much time? Several thousand times greater than the value of mu. So there is no comparison between eta and mu value. Because of turbulence, the shear stress will be very high. Eta value is several thousand times more than the value of mu. Point to be noted. Okay, thank you.